Do you have an opinion right now on the UFC dilemma with the heavyweights with Aspinall and John Jones and waiting for the fight, so they're going to have Stipe fight? Do you feel like they're handling it the right way?
I think they're doing the best they can because, I mean, I understand where John's coming from and I understand where Tom's coming from. I think each guy is going to, argue in favor of themselves. I don't expect Tom to, put himself second to go ahead and be appeasing John. And John's fought long enough and has accomplished a lot in his career. If he wants to go ahead and just kind of coast at the end, I'm not going to fault him for it. He's going to do what's best for him. It's I think John's always kind of had people around him too that, that make sure he looks out for himself. Because if you think about it, remember when he was getting ready to fight, I think it was Machida the first time, and something had happened, and I forgot what was pulled out, and they were going to put Chael Sonnen in.
The last minute.
Right. Yeah. And he was going to have like about 10 days or 2 weeks to get prepared for it. John's camp turned the fight down. They said, no, we have not enough time to prepare. Like, wait a minute, he's not ready either. It isn't like he's been training, he's ready for fighting. Like, we're not setting you up. Like, Chael's stepping off the couch himself. Yuli's been training for the last 8 weeks for a fight. And they still said, no, we're not going to, until we have a full camp to prepare for somebody, we're not. And I mean, and realistically, I think most people, if they were in John's camp, would have been like, oh yeah, we'll take that fight, no problem, And then when they did fight, obviously, he ended it in the first round. And that's a fight I think John wins most times that he doesn't, But still, that's how smart and protected they were. And at the time, everybody thought they were pissed at him because it hurt the card and whatnot. So obviously, from day one, and John's shown the ability to sit there and go, I don't care what people think. I'm not taking really any risks without any kind of a real carrot at the end. What's the risk to reward? And I get it with Tom. That's a dangerous fight. I think if they fight each other, I would bet on John. I think Tom has quick hands, which gives him a better chance than most. I think Tom might have the best chance of anybody to beat John right now in the UFC. But that being said, I still think John wins the fight just because of his wrestling. I think he puts Tom on his back and is able to nullify his jiu-jitsu from being top position with his elbows and control. Tom does have a good shot though, because it's one thing that John does have an issue with the speed. If you ever watch his fight, sometimes speed gives him a hard time. Machida gave him a hard time that first round. Anytime but if you want to fight him powerful or, he has good kicking for keeping range, he keeps long. And then when you get past his kicks in range, he grabs you and throws you on your back, John's wrestling is really just, probably one of the best wrestlers ever in the UFC, in my opinion, What does John win to take that fight though? He goes out there and beats Tom. Is it really going to make or break his career? I don't think anybody gives a shit. You know what I mean? Like, nothing against Tom Aspinall, but right now where they are in their career, it's like Tom might go on and do great things, and they'll say, oh, at the earlier part of this thing, John got him. But I think John doesn't see much of a reward there. Whereas, Stipe was a heavyweight that had defended the title the most times. He's, probably one of the most decorated UFC heavyweights as far as credentials goes. Even though now he's, twilights of his career, he just sees more reward for the risk, and John and. I see why he was going to say no to it. You know what I mean? Like, there is a chance, even though I still think that Tom wins or John wins the fight more often than not. There's just not enough of a reward for him at the end of the day.
I think the only reward would be to shut people up and bragging rights, because people, are spinning this narrative that he's ducking Tom Aspinall. I don't think John Jones is ducking anybody.
Ducking who?
Tom Aspinall.
Tom Aspinall.
Oh, my bad. God damn.
Yeah.
So, but this is the thing, though. Hey, you remember we talked about this a long time ago that the UFC need to have backup fights, and now they're doing it because Stipe and John Jones, right? But then Tom Aspinall is the backup.
Yeah, but he still has to say, "I want to take the fight," though, right?
Well, no, I think it's already confirmed. Like if Stipe gets injured in camp or something like that, then he fight Aspinall.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Tom. We were saying.
Yeah, but John still has to accept it.
I don't know if John's accepted it.
Oh,
yeah, he still has to accept it.
Oh, he hasn't accepted it.
Yeah, he maybe won't get paid, but he has to accept that. That's their whole thing. Because remember, Diego had to fight Dan Ige last minute because Brian Ortega got hurt. They had to get the okay from Diego. And then Diego then says, okay, cool, I'll take it. Then they go to Danny Ige and say, hey, do you want to take this right now? And then Danny Ige drove there in an hour.